Hi guys, welcome to my four-part series Becoming Warren Buffett, part 3. I'm Richard Harrington and I'm an investor and a philanthropist, and I'm really excited for you. You made it halfway. So I thought this is a perfect time to recap part 1 and 2. As you know, in part 1 I spoke about what does it take to build real wealth, because wealth is not overnight riches or luck or fluke. Wealth is an accumulation of assets over time. And then we just ended off with assets build wealth, not stimulation and not speculation. So I mentioned when a reporter asked Warren why he's living in Omaha. It's a very small town, and he says because we get very little news flow here. Then he went on to say if he took advice from the guys on Wall Street, he'd have been broke today. And he's worth $80 billion US dollars. All because it's not about sensationalism, it's not about the news is noise, it's about evaluating an asset, because it's assets that build wealth over time. And then that led us to part 2 when I spoke about there's lots of opportunities out there right now, but not every opportunity is the right opportunity. So you want to be invested into assets, and not everything is an asset. Like I mentioned before, Bitcoin is not an asset. The Forex market is not an asset. Binary options, they're not assets, they're just speculative instruments. And if you want to be wealthy, you need to be invested into assets. So I spoke about the 3 things I look at when I evaluate a business. And yes, a business. Warren says when you look at the stock market as a collection of businesses, that's when you make money. Because now it's not, this stock is at $10, maybe it will rise to $15 US dollars. No, now you're looking at the price, and looking at the price is not investing. Evaluating the business, that's investing. And the 3 things I shared was exactly the 3 things Buffett looks at when evaluates shares. So if you're thinking, Richard, slow down, that was just a short recap. You want to go back and watch part 1 again. You want to go back and watch part 2 again, because that's when we build a foundation of how to build wealth, and at the end of the day is how to become financially free. For part 3 today, I'd like to speak about becoming. I tell people it's about becoming, not having. What do I mean? I don't know if you guys heard all the stories about people that win the lotto, and then 5 years later, when they look at those people's lives, they're worse off. Many times the very next year, those people that won the lotto is worse off, because they had money, but they still had a poverty mindset. They still had a scarcity mindset. You see, if you're taking his notes, you want to write this down. If you don't become it, you can't have it. And so people can temporarily manipulate things, but then they can't hold on to it. Like the guys that won the lotto. Maybe you can relate to people that have a good year and then a broke year, a good year and a broke year. They can't hold on to money because they haven't become it. And if you want to have it completely, you need to become it on the inside. You need to become wealth on the inside, and then wealth manifests on the outside. You see, because everything on the outside is only a reflection of what happens on the inside. So what's happening is, if you want to hold on to wealth and build wealth over the long term, you need to become wealth. And how do you become wealth? It's a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. And the best example is looking at the life of Warren Buffett. He bought his first share when he was 11 years old. That is crazy. But he read his first investment book when he was 7 years old. He said by the time he was 12, he read all the investment books in Omaha Library at the age of 12. And I'm thinking, where was I at the age of 12? Playing in the streets, playing with tires. Warren was reading all the investment books in Omaha Library. But what was he doing? He was becoming an investor. Before he had the money to invest, he was becoming an investor. And then when he went to university, he met a guy called Benjamin Graham, which was his professor at Columbia Business School. Benjamin Graham became Warren's mentor, and Warren had a mentor so he could become a great investor. And then later on he got an investment partner, Charlie Munger, and he was becoming his even better investor. And so he was literally building his network. And I tell people that your network is your net worth. Many people are broke because they just hang out with broke people. Wealthy people are wealthy because they just hang out with other wealthy people. One of my favorite quotes was from the late Jim Rohn. He says, "You are the average of your closest 5 people in your life." The day I changed my circle was the day my net worth just went up and up and up. Because your network is your net worth. People's ideas, people's mindsets rubs off on you. And that's why Warren surrounded himself with Benjamin Graham so his mentor could rub off on him. He surrounded himself with Charlie Munger, which was a fellow investor. Not a trader, not a speculator, an investor. And they rubbed off each other. As you've heard the saying, iron sharpens iron. But you want to build a network, because over time your network becomes your net worth. When I look at my life, I bought my first share in my last year of university. I was about 20 years old, but I read my first Warren Buffett book in my first year of university. I was 18 years old. So I was reading his books 3 years before I actually bought my first share and became an investor. I was on a journey of becoming. And then I made a North Star that said, one day I want to replace my salary. I want to live off my shares and become financially free. And I achieved that in 3.5 years. But I had a North Star, which I want to live off my shares. That was my goal. But I had a mentor who has already achieved that. So you want to have a mentor that already has success, and that rises your probability of achieving the same success. Many people have mentors that is unsuccessful, and if you have a mentor that's less successful than you, they begin to push you down. They project their failures onto you. When you have a mentor that's more successful than you, they lift you up. And it's all for the belief that I don't know if you guys have read The Secret, the law of attraction, that you attract what you want. I just believe it's incomplete. It is not so much the law of attraction, it's about the law of action. So yes, you want to attract wealth, but Warren Buffett actually started reading investment books at the age of 7. He knew that he needed to take action and invest in himself first to get the skills. Then he knew he needed to take action and find a mentor. And then he knew he needed to take action and find a business partner. But he knew that it's about the law of action. So you'll see is as you're on your journey of becoming wealth, not trying to get wealth, but becoming wealth, it is not so much you attracting money, you are radiating money, because now you're living from the inside out. You see, many people believe they can attract what they want, and they want money, but they don't have money, because it's not so much the law of attraction, it's about the law of radiation. Because if you want to have it completely, you need to become it first. And I hear it many times. People email me and say, "Oh, Richard, I came into some money. What share must I buy? What share do you recommend?" And then they say, "Because I don't think I'll just have this money again, so I don't want to mess up this opportunity." You see, that is a scarcity mindset, thinking you won't have this again. Many people say, "Oh, Richard, I wish I could invest, but when I think about investments, I go blank." See, so what happens when you think of investments? You go blank, because it's a bad mindset, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you need to become in alignment with wealth before you can have wealth on the outside. And like I mentioned, it's a journey of becoming, and I thought, okay, how can I help people along this journey? So I started a 21-day fresh start challenge right here from Bali, where I send you 20-minute video sessions just like this personally with me for 21 days. And the reason is people are broke because they have broke habits. Like similarly, people are wealthy because they have wealthy habits. So we take 21 days minimum to break those habits. Many people have so much potential, they just have so much blockages there. Like I mentioned, they have a blockage of a scarcity mindset or a poverty mindset, or there's limited opportunities. Those are bad beliefs. And in this 21 days, we break down those beliefs. And I mean, there's been so much success stories. You guys can read them in the description of people that found out more about themselves and they become more confident in themselves. Why? Because they had me as their mentor for 21 days and they had a community around them that was on this together. So it's not a study at home course that you do alone. No, we start and we do it together for 21 days every day to build that habit and to basically start your journey of becoming. Start your journey of living from the inside out. So if you say, Richard, I'm in, the link is in the description. You can sign up, and we're starting very soon in the next few days. We're starting together. I'm excited about this, and the goal will be to not to just have wealth, but to become wealth. Because if you become wealth, you will have wealth for the long term, not a yo-yo of success. A good year, a broke year, good year, a broke year. No, it's every year you consistently is increasing your net worth, because inside you know that you are wealth. Inside you know that you have equal right as the other is billionaires out there. You have equal right to be a billionaire, because there's no special people out there. And you know it's not about the money. It's about the more blessed I am, the more I can be a blessing. So if that's something that resonates with you and you want a fresh start, we do it for 21 days. And like I said, 20-minute sessions live from the beautiful Bali. If you like this video and you're like, Richard, I need to share this with people that they need a North Star, but then they also need a mentor that has already achieved that, and they need a network around them to support that North Star. People need to hear this. Share with people in your world. Write down in the comment section what you've learned. And it's like I said, if you're in for the 21 days, sign up. The link is in the description. And I'm very excited for our final session, part 4. Stay tuned for that, and the link is in the description as well very soon. Anyway, I need to wrap up now, and this is Richard saying much love from Bali. Bye for now, and I'll see you for part 4. Cheers.
Hi Richard, I just want to take this opportunity to commend you and thank you for this amazing 21-day fresh start challenge which I subscribe to. It certainly has had a profound effect on me in this journey from where I was to where I want to be, and it certainly is a dark night at this point in time, as you've mentioned. I have in the past attempted many other programs, but this particular one really stands out because you actually go out and hold one's hand and lead the way to what we need to do for a better life going forward. And I think that as a coach, that is very important, because it's very difficult to let go of old habits, and one always needs that one person to highlight and impress on the fact that one needs to let go of certain things, and you certainly have got that within your personality to let one believe in you and make sure that things work for the betterment of the future. So yeah, I guess that's the advantages of having a coach, and a coach such as yourself. And I think what also is significant is the degree of authenticity and the soul within which you work.
Hi Richard, I finished the video. Thank you so much. It was truly powerful. Really enjoyed the spiritual aspect to the video. It was really, really good. It spoke to me, it resonated with me. I made tons of notes. Definitely gonna focus on the affirmation every day and ask myself the question of what went well today, focusing on the positive aspects of life, being really truly in the moment, and really looking forward to the rest of the videos. It seems really exciting. Thank you so much. So I am doing a video on both day 4 and day 5. Day 4 was about the triggers, so I combine day 4 and day 5 together with the standards. I use the trigger method to trigger myself on every single aspect of the standards from 1 to 5, using a specific trigger to remind me about my health, my focus, being bold, joy, and kindness. I think it is a pretty awesome technique to keep ourselves accountable for all the things we really do want to change in life. I've got 3 points of the standards that I really do need to focus on. Joy and kindness, definitely got that one under the belt. It was really fun and I really appreciate it. Doing the whole pen to paper thing really makes a difference. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to the rest.
Good morning, my name is Glenn. So when Richard introduced me or sent me the link for this Fresh Start 21-day Fresh Start challenge, my initial thought was, hey Richard, what are you on about now again? Probably sitting in Bali, a bit bored, now he wants to do something to keep him busy. But after the second day, I realized that this is something good. It wasn't those fluffy pie in the sky stuff. It was something real that you got out of this Fresh Start challenge. And yeah, I can just add that if you really want to get full value out of this, it's going to cost you to put something in from your side as well. The exercises that he asks you to do, you really need to do it to get full value out of it. So Richard, yeah, thanks for introducing me to this Fresh Start challenge. I'm up to taking the challenge for the 21 days. Living your life by design and not default. I like that. Thank you. Over and out.
Hello, hi. I just wanted to say hi, Richard. This is Yvette. Hi, everybody from the Fresh Start program. The 21 days I'm on day 3 now, no, day 4, and I wanted to say that I'm appreciating the fresh perspective. One of the biggest takeaways, even though every day is different, one of the biggest takeaways for me is that Richard is completely sincere. He's completely himself. He's not trying to be somebody who we think he needs to be.
Richard, hi, it's Heine here, and I'm sending you this message all the way from Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. I'm sitting here in my humble apartment, just really reflecting on what you were saying in your day 1 video. And I think that I always had an idea of what it was to be, or is to be, passionate, and what it is to live a life of purpose. But I never understood it in the simple way that you explained it in this video, where you said that passion is for you, but purpose is for others. And just that simplifying of those 2 concepts made me excited for the journey ahead. You know, you said it so well, that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 single step, and this day 1 made me excited for the next steps to come.